Hello and welcome everyone. How are you? Well, today is the new moon, Aquarius new moon energies we're harnessing, and I liked how my reading came through. And it was kind of wild how the Emperor card literally just, thank God we do this all on video, in the respect that it just jumped. It was like good. It was very good vibes. Because we've been talking about Empress Venus. I'm gonna call her Empress because the Empress major arcana card number 3 about bounty and harvest and beauty and love is ruled by Venus, and then the Emperor number 4 major arcana is ruled by Mars, and we have that Mars and Venus balancing energies, and we've been talking about how Empress Venus has been coming out literally for like a couple of years now on my channel. So that the Emperor jumped out, and we've been talking about the soul-mated connection by young people coming through as well. That 6 of Cups, the 6 of Water shows 2 children playing, and that friendship is real and true because it's innocence together, enjoying and laughing and playing. Well, that same coupling seems to be maturing now. And it's like if you may meet each other again, and you'll recognize each other immediately because of you played as little kids, but that now your connection can add, because the 2 of Cups also came through for this new moon. So it was really a winning, wonderful reading, I thought, as a reader. The reader, when you have cards jump out that you're just trying to pull and they're just jumping, it's like the energy is right there. And so today is the new moon, Aquarius, and so we had love on the table, no doubt. And now tomorrow is so this is like such a new moon, speak of those new beginnings, that intention, release the past, just no matter good, bad, or ugly, just let it go, okay? Let it go. And let's look forward. So we're harnessing now the energies of this new moon, and tomorrow begins the Chinese zodiac. The new year for the Chinese is starts tomorrow in the sign of the pig. Okay, and I've had this is the I Ching, and I love all kind of, I'm into Native American wisdom. That's, as I shared as a little girl, the Native American Children's Museum was right around the corner of where I lived, and walking to school and walking back from school, I lived in that museum, and I learned so much. And of course from my own family, many of us mediums and spiritualists, it's just how I was raised. Yet I'm also attracted to other ancient wisdoms, as I am, studied a lot of Egyptology on my own, not in like an academic realm, but on my own interest. But I also study the I Ching. Now, this book is kind of falling apart, you can tell. But I'm leaving it raw like that because it reminds me of how much I did work with this deck. And so this is the I Ching, as they pronounce it. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, I Ching. The little book that tells the truth, okay? And this is all about Chinese wisdom. And the card that I intellectually looked for, because we have this new year medicine for the Chinese in the sign of the pig, and you can see here we have a farmer with his pig, but it seems like they have a good connection with each other. It's not like this pig is going to slaughter. It's more like, they're buddies, and pigs are highly intelligent. It's like it's kind of sad how we eat all these animals because I don't want to get into that. I shouldn't have brought that up, but I was raised on pork and meat a lot, but now, when you know that these animals really have a connection to us in so many ways, we just be cautious. But anyway, I pulled out this card, and it's card number 61, and it's known Serenity Within. Security, confidence, good influence on others. And here we have, I'll have my little index chart, my little cheat sheet here. but it's also known as wind over lake. So we have the energies of wind over lake suggests, let me hold the card up so you can still see it. Wind over lake suggests the freshness of the lake rises to scent the wind. And the basic meaning, cling firmly to what you believe. Then your sincerity will successfully influence everyone, even the most intractable opposition. A journey or move or important decision can successfully be made at this time of serene self-confidence. Okay, so self-confidence, here we are, the second month of 2019. January gone, but what I'm trying to add is that with this intentions, put your intentions for this new moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air element, you know, how we're thinking, and not coming from ego, okay? When we think, we always consider force source, you know, God, force source, or the universe, cosmic realm, however relates to you, you know, your creative action, your sincere wisdoms, the mother of all things, fertility as Mother Earth, okay? So I want to highlight this card on the table because it is the Chinese holiday of the new year for them in the sign of the pig, okay? And if you look up your birthday via Chinese wisdom, they work with metals, woods, you know, those kind of elements for them. And they also work with a lot of animals. Okay, every year is a different year. So it takes like 12 years, I think, 12 years till we come back to the sign of the pig. Okay? All right, so let's take advantage of these energies. But because this is kind of, I don't work with this a lot because it's hard for people to tap into it right away if they're not familiar. It's not as simple, you know, not to say the tarot is simple at all, but this is a little more, you have to understand, there's much to memorize from this. But you can see the strongest cards, there's 8, okay? And they call them trigrams, okay? These are known as trigrams, the upper trigram and the lower trigram. Like you can see in the card here, we have the lower trigram and then the upper trigram. So I'm not going to try to teach this wisdom right here, but I just want you to understand that there is a difference. And then we have the earth element. So the most two powerful energies of the I Ching are the earth, and you can see the dot here gives this synopsis, and you can see it's half lines, and then the dragon, okay, with the dot. These are the only two with the dots to show the strength of these two, okay? And then the dragon are straight lines. So you can understand that the straight lines are more influenced by male active energy, and the half lines more influenced by female receptive energy, okay? Mother Earth. And then we have mountain with a combination, thunder, but mainly you can see that the male active is in dominance in the mountain card, male active dominance in the thunder card, male active in the water card, where some, you know, usually we consider water much feminine receptive, okay? But then here we go. We have the half lines now with the lake, the wind, and the fire, okay? So you can see that it's all got energy. Okay, so now I'm going to set these here for the moment. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to select, I'm going to put these and shuffle them up. Okay, we're going to highlight the energies right here for you all to have that serenity. You can see the mountains, you can see the lake, you can see the earth, you can see the sky, and it's the male figure. Oopie, wow, he doesn't want to stand up. Let's see if we can stand up. There we go, like that. Put that right there. There you go. Put a little crystal. There we go. Okay, so I'm just shuffling. Okay. Okay, so we're going to, because I'm going to pick 6 of these 8 cards here. And then we're going to pick one from the deck. We put one from the deck, and that way we're going to find out 2 cards, two cards to relate to. And we'll see what the I Ching says for us on our table, celebrating the zodiac sign of the pig. And you can read more about it. They already came up. I saw a lot of information about it today when I was looking it up myself. I didn't select to read because I really worked with this a lot back in the day. Okay, so let me see. we're going to do, it usually works with the lower. So I'm gonna pick this for the lower. Okay, we started. Okay, the lower 3. Okay, the lower 3. And then the upper 3. Okay, the upper trigram. Okay, right there, it felt like it should go. Okay, we'll put these over here. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to pick, so this, all this, the lower and the upper trigram will relate to one card energy. But I just want the pairing because we have this Empress and Venus pairing. Now, when the Emperor just flew out, it was like, okay, well, this 2019 is going to be that year for that relationship that it's been coming through. Empress Venus, you know, she loves, like Luna, the lovers, and she loves the bounty, and she loves her emperor, and the Empress and the Emperor are the most powerful, you could say, human types in the tarot, besides the Priestess and the Magician. So, but, you know, it's a whole different deal with that. The Magician and the High Priestess stay introspected, where the Emperor and the Empress are extroverts. Okay, so, you know, it's all about energies. All right, so let me just calm my voice here. I hope that we receive a good card, because this is like a yearly reading in the respect. I try to do it every year. I don't know if I did it last year, but let's see. Okay, so this is going to be the card, and then we'll put this over here for the moment. Okay, so now the lower one is Earth. Okay, so we have the half lines, but we do have Earth on the table. So the lower one, and then we have Mountain. Okay, so we're going to do it like that. Mountain and Fire. Okay, so we have line, half lines, 2 lines, but powerful energy as Earth, full line, and then we have the half line again, but with fire. Okay, so that's the lower trigram. So let's put the, I don't want to mess this up yet. Hold on. Okay, so we have the lower trigram here, and Earth has come through, and so now we have thunder. Okay, single line for thunder. We have the half line here for wind. Okay, and then we have water. Okay, so we have thunder, wind, and water. Whoa, okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, all right, so we have Earth, Mountain, and Fire, which we can relate to. Mountains are on Earth, and fire happens with a bolt of lightning hit a spark a tree, and there you go, on fire. And then here we have thunder from the sky, wind from the sky, and water when it rains, the elements. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's try to figure out this. So we're going to have 2 dots. Okay, we're looking for the 2 dots, the 1 line. Okay, so we have 2 dots and 1 line and 2 dots. So here I have it. 2 dots, the full line, and I shouldn't say dots, 2 half line, 1 full line, and 2. And that's known as water chasm. Okay, and it's very like this is known as the middle sun, and it's known as water chasm. Okay, so but let's go to the next one now. Then we have the top. So this goes to the bottom. So you see half line, full line, half line. Okay, water chasm. And now we go to the top, and now we're going to thunder. Okay, so we have the full line for full line there, the half line. Okay, so now we're looking at here, and the full line. So now we go line, half lines, or 2 short lines, and 1. So long line, 2 short, long line, 2 short, long line. So fire. So we have water, chasm, fire. Okay, and we know water can turn off fire, right? We throw water on fire and it shuts it down. Okay, so now let me look it up in the book. So we go to, if you notice here how it's done, so we have the water chasm, and I'm going to the fire. Okay, water chasm to fire. So that's number 64. Okay, 64. So let me see. We go to the little book here, 64. And make sure we got the, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Apart. I should have taped it together, but I just kind of like it raw and real like this. I don't use it that much, but you know, just shows to me, boy, you did work with this a lot, didn't you? Okay, so let's see. Okay, fire over water. Let me make sure we do this again because it's pretty easy to, okay, half line, full line, half, okay, and then we have full line, half, and full. Okay, 64 it reads. And let me pull the card, okay. It's known as an unfinished story. Fire over water, which we know that already by our little cheat sheet here. Water and fire, okay. An unfinished story. Let me pull the card out so we can just see the image so you have it and while I read it, okay. And we've got a fox in the image by a lake. So let's see. And this won't take too long. This will be a short read, really. But I just wanted us to harness these energies because, you know, Chinese medicine, they go back, like, I think they've been around like 15,000 years or something. You know, I believe they all come from the extraterrestrials, no doubt about it. How they built things and, you know, the emperor who built all those statues that they found. Did I miss this already? It's fascinating. And the jade soldiers and how, you know, people have already. Oh, here it is. An unfinished story. Okay. And back in the day, I even wrote on the card, an unfinished story. But here we have, you can see. Okay. Transition is the key word. Let me look, show you. Transition, an unfinished story. Fire over water suggests a fox in the middle over a torrent. Okay, so let's just say transition, an unfinished story. Basic meaning: the little fox has got his tail wet crossing the ice and is not yet over the stream. Okay, greater caution was needed. No progress now, but order and success will come out of this disorganized time. Okay, so just know that whatever, for those of you working on situations or, you know, and honestly, you know, just to relate, because I've had this, surgery now lately, and I've been talking about it just because I haven't been delivering videos, but I am feeling so much better now. I can tell my energy's elevated a lot since, you know, the last surgery, and now I don't have tubes and bags or anything, so it's like I'm feeling better. So now it's time to, you know, get organized. Okay, we're going through this transition. It was an unfinished story for some of us, and for some of you, you know, especially if you're going through relationship issues or transition to another job, or you're going to be a parent, you know, all this kind of thing. Okay, so the little fox has got his tail wet crossing the ice and is not yet over the stream. Greater caution was needed. No progress now, but order and success will come out of this disorganized time. Okay, so don't worry about it. So this is number 64. Okay, and check it out. So this is the last card of the deck. Okay, so this is the final card of the deck. So that's kind of interesting. See, 64. This is the last card of the deck. And so now, you know, usually when we have those endings, completions, is to start new beginnings. And this is harnessing this new moon in Aquarius, all about, you know, how you're thinking in the respect. And don't give up on you, okay? Just don't give up on you. And the beauty of Aquarius, their major arcana card is the Star card, a beautiful card. And so just don't, you know, harness this Aquarius energy, new moon, new beginnings, new manifestations, and harness it like the star would, about hopes and having those wishes fulfilled and believing in yourself, okay? Just believe. And here we have 64. This is still an unfinished story. Despite temporary muddles, all will be well in the end. And you can see it has 3 little dots. And so, back in the day, somehow I highlighted that. Okay, so we always go through transitions, right, in our lives. All the time. And the older we get, that's another transition, you know. And as we age, you know, the body's not as, you know. Did I read this one in the respect? We'll come back to that one. Okay, and let's see the card that I selected from the deck. Okay, well, I can see that we have dragon here because there's 3 lines on the bottom already. And we have the dragon with the 3. Okay, so the lower trigram we have with this card 1, 2, 3 is up here. The dragon, father of all things, creative action. Back in the day I wrote father of all things, dragon energy. Now remember, this is Chinese wisdom, okay? And they were big in the dragons. Actually, the first emperor ever, and forgive me, I can't recall his name, and I wouldn't want to try to pronounce it. But he rode in on a dragon, okay? That's how he came to be. He came from the sky riding on a dragon, okay? So they're very big into their dragon wisdom, the Chinese. So anyway, here we have the dragon, okay? The lower trigram, the 3, all 3 lines. And then we have a full line, 2 more full lines and a half. So we go up here, 2 full more lines and a half. So we're looking at 43. 3 on the bottom, lower trigram 3. And then we go up to this one, 43. So it's on the lake. So card number 43. So let's go to card number 43 and see what they say. Okay, so 43. Resolute reform. Again, I'm sorry that the book is kind of like falling apart, but like I said, it reminds me I have used it a long time. Okay, so let's say number 43, resolute reform, defending what is good, removing bad influences. Okay, so here we have this opportunity right now to make it happen for yourself. And you know, the Aquarius folk also speak of, you know, being independent. You know, they have their own ideas. That's why they're an air element. They're thinkers and they're go-getters. So just think things out, you know, and that could be introspection. That could go into meditation. Okay, just think it all out. So here we have lake over dragon suggests the dragon plunges to the clear, the dragon plunges to clear the spring, choked by weeds beneath the lake. And the basic meaning, bring truth to light, but expect danger. Be strong, but seek support. Be resolute, but always peaceful. Advance, but cautiously. And I will add that the I Ching speaks of that imbalance a lot. You know, to go for it, but watch your back. You know, pretty much. To, you know, because, you know, they have thousands, and you know how they built the wall of China is still, I watch these shows of how things were built, and it's just fascinating to me. And this was built, the China Wall, I think, was built like over 2,000 years ago. I should look that up. But what I'm trying to add is that you can see that they want to speak of you just be cautious. And here we have this new moon. We can harness these energies in the sign of Aquarius and be patient, but persevere, okay? And actually, you know, independence is a virtue of the Aquarius folk. And so I just wanted to come, since I found the number 43, what it says here, 43. Reforming action is needful, but dangerous. So be cautious, be resolute, but cautious, okay? And so here we have, okay? And then we know that this is still an unfinished story. So despite temporary muddles, all will be well in the end. Okay, so there should be no reason for you all to be concerned, but just be aware. Like we talk about that on this channel a lot. Be aware or beware, okay? Because there's beauty out there to harness, but we know that there's darkness as well, okay? And there's evil. So, but if we are aware and we're not just foolish, we can battle on, and we can, you know, have like revolutionary changes. All right, so think this way. Don't get caught up in fear. You know, we have faith over fear. Okay, that's God's message to us. You believe in me, I take care of you. Okay, and I know some of us don't believe in a lot, but well, you wouldn't be watching videos like this anyway. But I wanted to read this one more time from this section. I don't think I did. Speaking of the image of the boar here, the pig, I just wanted to make sure I followed up with this one last time, and then we'll, this is how short this video was, but I felt I had to make it. Okay, so we have 2 over that. That's the lake, lower triangle, 2 long lines, and 1 with the break. Okay, that's known as the lake. Okay, and that's the youngest daughter, speaks of joy and purity. Okay, and then we have the short double line with the 2 full, and that's wood. Okay, so the daughter, lake, and then we have the windwood over. So it's 61. Okay, so we go to 61. So let's go to 61 in here. 61. Okay, and 61 reads, and this is why I pulled the card, because this man he was with his pig. And 61, you have made the right choice. With such serenity within, further decisions will lead to success. Okay, so embrace this new year for the Chinese medicine and the sign of the pig. Okay, and you can read so much more, and they have a lot. Like I mentioned, I went to Google, and a lot of, it always does, because this is a 1-year thing for them, and the Chinese definitely believe, and they have magnificent, you know, festivals and parades, and it's always magic to watch all what they do. You know, they very are metaphysical people, no doubt about it, no doubt about it. But definitely, so you have made the right choice. With such serenity within, further decisions will lead to success. So take that time out a day, meditate, or, you know, just turn technology off, pen and paper in hand, whatever comes to you, you write it down. Okay, write it down. But just know that it's a wonderful thing. Oh, look, I just noticed. Oh, there's another pig here. See, there's another half. You can see the face of the pig, and so there's another pig. So he's like a pig farmer, but he takes care of his pigs. You can see they're coming to him. They're with him. You know, he bonds with them. He's not there to put them on the barbecue like some other people who had whatever. Okay, my darlings. Well, think about it. Don't give up on you. Go for those right choices. Serenity within, and your further decisions will lead to success, because that's what the universe wants for us. But we have to kind of align with the universe, you know, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, force, source. And yes, you know, and we received the last card, an unfinished story, but it goes on. And remember, you know, this body we're in is a vessel. We're in it just for a short time, and then we move on to another. But we can learn. And a lot of people, you know, remember their past lives. Okay, they sure do. Or they've been to a place. Have you ever been to a location and you're like, you know, I kind of recall this, personally speaking. I kind of recall being here. Or let's say you watch a show and it's talking about, you know, you were born here in the United States, but it's a show on Ireland and you relate to it. Okay, like, I don't know why, but, you know, I believe how quickly I related to the Native American wisdom, because I feel I was part of that, you know. And I think I'm part of the Vikings too. I love my runes. My first divination ever were the runes. So, you know, but the Native American wisdom I learned from that, you know, children's museum. All the artifacts in there were pieces from the Indians that lived near there in Manhattan. And, you know, Manhattan was sold for beads, and they had all the beads, how they made them. And there were some other pieces from other Indian tribes. But what I'm trying to add, that sometimes when you know it, you feel it, it's real. Never forget that, okay? Because maybe perhaps I was a Native American Indian in my past, and I believe so. Some people might say, no, but I believe it, okay? But I believe I'm an old soul, because so many things relate to me, especially when I see, like anything with the Vikings, and again, the first divination system ever for me were the runes. All right, my darlings. Well, just remember, there's an unfinished story here, and this is the last card of this I Ching. So we keep on going, even if we're, we know it's our time to pass, and you're hovering over your own funeral, and you say, well, my story's not finished yet. I have more to come. Okay? Much love to you all. Have a wonderful day and a very wonderful 2019. Believe in you. Never, ever give up on you. Ciao.